Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Silent Podcast, where we're anything but silent. Today, I'm joined with my original alliance, Jason, to talk about Survivor South Africa. We're so excited. We can't believe we're finally here. We're getting some Survivor on our TVs or computers, over here in America. We got to watch however we can. So we're so excited. Today we'll be covering episodes 1 and 2. But before we get into it, Jason, how are you feeling about Survivor back on TV?
I am so excited that Survivor's back on our TV and that we are able to talk about it. I actually plugged my computer into my TV. That's how I watch it. I like the bigger screen, but I'm just so happy that a show that I love is back on TV, and this is the third season of Survivor South Africa that I have been watching. And I think it's a great cast, and I look forward to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, agreed. I'm also really excited. This is my first Survivor South Africa season. So, please, everyone, give me a break. I'm going to be super casual, I will say. But I'm like that with my Survivor in all, where I've seen a lot of the seasons, but can't remember anything or anyone's names, but I'll remember moments. So I'm the Survivor casual. I'm excited for you, Jason, to, lead me on this journey. Uh, but don't worry, I won't vote you out for being the leader. So yeah, how are your thoughts about this cast? First impressions, would love to hear them.
I'm really impressed with the cast that they got to play, especially, during the pandemic, that these people were leaving their lives, leaving from being isolated from so many people to go play Survivor, the world's best game. I'm really impressed with the cast. There's a lot of standouts to me on each tribe. I think it's very diverse, which I really appreciate. And I am surprised how much I enjoy that some of the people know each other, because that's happened on a US season and it drove me crazy. But I love the people on this cast that know each other, so it doesn't bother me as much.
Oh, big agree. And that's how I feel, where you and I were texting when we watched the first episode a few weeks ago, and I remember you asking me, who are your faves? Here are mine. And I was like, yeah, same. And I like everyone, which is so crazy to think. Even Sean, who's this wild person, because I don't know that his archetype I would like on a US Survivor season, where I'd be like, oh, another, white male that's doing the most. I can't. But even him, who usually that's just not my someone I gravitate toward, I was into, and I loved watching him on TV. But again, I'm riding hard for Threeso, just like everyone else. I think this is the coldest take in the world, probably as cold as the what was it, the episode 2 challenge was, but still, I'm excited for Threeso. So don't come for her yet, everyone. Please just keep her in.
Yeah, I also agree. I love Threeso. I love her perception, what she brings to the game. And I also want to point out something that I love about Survivor South Africa is, to me, it has that old school Survivor vibe where you get to know the players, you see more at camp, but it has the new school twist with advantages. Yeah. And it's the perfect combination. And I just wish that other international seasons of Survivor would take note and see how they make it work and maybe steal their recipe.
Yeah, you would think they talk to each other more, honestly, because I was just like, what's going? I don't know. It was so much fun. And something I noticed, which I saw also on Twitter, a lot of commentary about, was their even the clothes that they were wearing. You could tell that, they didn't need to be completely naked or completely, unless they wanted to, of course. But they didn't need to be bare, to be out in the elements and brave the elements, where Kian had such an I love all her outfits, and she had, I think, a whole rain jacket, and I was like, yeah, give them a little something to go, which I feel is very different from Survivor in general. But that was an interesting extra piece of this Survivor South Africa that I really liked also.
Yeah, I agree. I think they all have rain jackets.
Mm-hmm.
And that increases their quality of life on the beach, which I think makes them play harder and makes them give us better Survivor to watch. So I hope that future Survivor players in the US get rain jackets, because it rains a lot in Fiji, and I think they would really benefit from this.
Exactly. And I think, again, like I said, I don't care if they're like, I don't need to see people that are just completely struggling. Like, they're like, I can't move, I can't, any of that. Cause I don't know, how is that fun, right? Like, I don't know if that's fun for anyone to watch. Cause to me, like, they're struggling, they're boring, cause they're just like, I can't move. So, big agree with that as well. And what are your thoughts on the tribes? I know you took better notes than I did about the tribes. I would love to know your breakdown on them.
I loved that it was the random draw.
Yes.
We never see that. And it was so
Hmm.
refreshing to see them randomly pull, the rocks out of the bags, or the buffs, I mean, to pick their tribes. I thought one tribe is way more physically stacked than the other tribe.
Yeah,
Um,
and they noticed that too, right? Like they immediately was like, "Oh, Marisha isn't on my tribe." And like, the other tribe, I think who said it looks like a rugby team. I think it was Paul. That said they look like a rugby team, which I thought was really funny.
yeah, I think the Green tribe, the Zamba tribe, is more entertaining. I want to
Mhm.
watch them. I want cameras on them and seeing what they think. But the Vuna tribe is way more athletically fit. They could win every challenge. I really thought they might go on a run after episode one. I didn't think they would ever lose.
So I thought Zamba was better looking athletically. I felt like they, like the women. I think because usually, unfortunately, how it works is like the men are pretty even, and then it really comes down to the women, like which women are stronger. And I think Kian, and then a few
Marisha,
Marisha, yeah, and a few other people. Like I was just like, they're gonna kill it, like impossible. And versus, again, I'm definitely judging her based on her looks. Like I don't know exactly yet. Like we saw a little bit on episode 2, but Santini like was not also, I was like, oh, like I wouldn't see her as a physical threat yet, at least.
I agree. She's not a physical threat yet, but I do think that Warda could be. I
Yes.
feel that her and Inesu are both very athletically
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of advantages in this game and can win a lot of challenges. I think Carla, even though I don't really like her, I think she could win challenges, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. No, that's so real. Oh my god, Carla. Anyway, we don't have to jump pretty quick. I like love or so any like specific people. I just loved again I apologize everyone for mispronouncing people's names. I get very in my head about names and then I forget everything. So anyway, but yeah, I just Pine Tea was also so great. I'm pissed they voted her out. Spoiler alert. But like, what? She's such great content, and she's pretty badass. Like,
Oh, yeah.
actually. So I would also think she would be another really threat on the Orange Tribe as well. So that's true. I underestimate, and I'm so excited. Kieran is on the show. We have some more South Asian representation. We love it. Even though I'm not super happy with him right now, but still, I'm excited for him as well. So,
Yeah. And someone
perfect.
else that stood out to me from the first impression was really Tyson.
Oh,
He didn't get
yeah.
as much screen time as some of the other people, but what he said mattered. He said he was there to win the game. He got a confession in the second episode that he doesn't go to people, people come to him.
Yes.
And that indicates to me he knows what's going on and he's a great head on his shoulders. And I think he could also succeed in the challenges.
And he could have been written off, because his shirt, right? Like Nico immediately talks about his shirt and he's like, you have dollar signs on your shirt. Like, what's going on? And to me, that could immediately put him on the defense. And then people being like, oh, this kid, he's so annoying, like, blah, blah, blah. But like, it didn't really come up after that, or at least they didn't show us if it did. So, which, and I think the editing is pretty good on Survivor South Africa as well. So, again, like it didn't really come up, but Nico still pointed it out, and Nico like gets people, I feel like, in hot water sometimes, which I really like him as a host because of that.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Perfect. And then we, after we get our like players and we get our tribes, we then get the introduction. Welcome to Survivor Immunity Island, where everything comes with a price, even when you have immunity, which comes up a lot. And they do a little bit of explanation. So not, but I think we'll get to it when each piece comes up for us in our conversation. But there is some immunity up for grabs right away at the marooning where or I think they called it the first challenge, but either way, where you have to gather your supplies. And this is the biggest thing which Jason had left your survivor expertise on, where has there been such an out in the open where the host is like, there are two necklaces up for grabs at first immunity, at the first tribal council you attend, you will have immunity. So has
Not
that ever happened?
not to my knowledge. Often in these maroonings, there is an advantage. There
Yeah.
is a hidden immunity idol, but it's never told by the host. There are two, one for each tribe. As I say that out loud, I do remember on Micronesia, Fans vs. Favorites, there was something where Yao Man got that advantage.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing, but they were competing for it instead of going after the marooning. Like they were, getting food for their tribe, which they got so much food for their tribe.
So much. And a
I
lot of
couldn't
good
believe it.
supplies as well. I like the fruit will literally like the cup runneth over, where like the
Yeah.
fruit was literally leaving the mat and going away. And like you saw at the end them like grabbing all of these, which I was very surprised that a lot more people didn't try to go for the immunity necklace, which I think really sets the stage for what this survivor maybe will be, or what this cast really values. It isn't currently, this like individual immunity. It's maybe a little bit more of like, let's get everyone together and like, let's be, let's move forward and be strong together.
And imagine if you were there and you see one person on your tribe not come together and help your tribe, but go straight to the immunity. How would you feel? Like, wouldn't that person automatically be a threat?
100%. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. I would be like, look at him. Look at him. And I know if I were ever on Survivor, I would never be, because like I cannot with the outside. But I literally would be like, no, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Because I know I'd be the one looking, a little weak, a little like tiny, like I'm short. So people would be like, what's this person gonna do? And I'm a woman of color. So my days are numbered on US Survivor. So I really feel like I would have to be like, it's really interesting that Dino decided to do that, right? Wink, wink. So I think I would definitely have to be a little sly about it. But I was very surprised that they were kind of just like, yeah, that happened. And the person they did drag was our boy Rainier, right? Yeah, that's how you say his name. Because what is he doing? It says tribe advantage on it. Why did this man not get it? Or say it out loud, Jason?
I think he was so into the game. He didn't want to show his cards from the jump. And I was really surprised that the host, Nico, was saying, who has this? Did anyone find anything? He is really making them play their cards, as it happens at both tribal councils. And
Yes.
I don't know if I like it. It's making him get too involved. And that could have been Rainier's secret to share with part of his tribe for the advantage. Maybe he would have gotten a bonus bag of rice or a thing of cookies that he could have shared with some people, but not everyone. But he had no choice.
Yeah, and that's another thing, that if it's like a tribe advantage that you didn't want to share, right? Like, unlike the immunity necklaces, like they didn't share this part. Like there is going to be a tribe advantage. So if you didn't want to share it in front of everyone, then why are you bringing it out later? I think it definitely added good TV, where even when Nico asked, this man was just completely silent. And I was like, what do you do? No, like just say it. What are you doing? And then Nika was like, no, like you need to tell me what, like you should tell me beforehand, so that we, it's a good thing, I promise. And then finally he shares it. And then another way, but I appreciated this, I want to say, but I still think it's crazy that Nico said, oh, see, the game is already starting to be played. And then, it cuts to Theriso's confessional about being like, oh, Rainier is smarter than I think he is. And then he looks and like, I need to be careful at what he's doing. She already has great, reads, but I loved that kind of edit moment where it went to someone actually saying like, that was shady. What the hell? So I think, yeah, I feel bad for him. He really got screwed here.
I don't know. I think it was very strategic. He didn't, like I said, he didn't want to show his cards, but I think he had no choice, because what Theriso said is what every other person on that mat was thinking is, wow, he is a big threat. Why is he so shady? 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah. And like I said, if I would have been called out, I think I immediately would have shared it. And I would have even said, oh, I, was waiting for it to just be my tribe. Like that's
Oh
I would have
yeah.
lied or something. But and maybe he did and they didn't show it to us, but I was like, no, like you can just lie and say, I wanted to, be a moment at camp for us instead of kind of, brandishing it right here. And then what did you think about their, another advantage already? Not just immunity necklace, but you get a bunch of a sleeping bag, an axe, knife, mattress, mosquito net, and maybe I'm missing something else, but you're living.
I could not believe this advantage. This is like going to a hotel on the beach. Reminded me of season 14 Survivor Fiji when they got all these supplies. It is so unfair for such a small advantage challenge. They didn't compete, they didn't win anything, and they get to now live in this luxury beach hut, cave,
Yeah.
wherever they want to go.
Glamping for real, right?
Glamping,
oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think we could have picked two. I don't think we need the sleeping bags. I don't think we needed an axe and a knife. I mean, they need it, but I don't think they needed to win it. So I think it could have been an axe or a knife, and then like a blow up mattress is absolutely ridiculous. Like give a hammock, right? Like that's still something like different and still something fun. You're off the ground, do that. And a mosquito net, I think I'm okay with because I hate when they show, them get eaten up by mosquitoes. I just don't think that's a fun part of Survivor either.
No.
Like it's just we don't need it. And then you might have to get medevac because who knows what mosquito bit you. I don't know. That just grosses me out. Like we don't need that. But I agree. I don't think they needed all of it. I think give one or two things, but they got a whole glamping situation out of it. And then anything else about this first kind of challenge moment?
I was just so excited that Survivor was back on my TV. I was grinning left to right, just excited of what I was seeing.
Oh my God, yes. And then we go to we get a little glimpse in the tribe. So this is where Zamba immediately, Dino outs himself. He's like, listen, here I am. I know I have the necklace, whatever. And then Jason starts speaking up as he's the engineering droughtsman, which I'm assuming just like Ty from Big Brother Canada, city planner type moment. And this is where, again, this is why I love this cast. Immediately, people were like, you don't want to step up and be the leader because you're going to get screwed and you're going to get in trouble. Which, again, is this, if you were to play, would you be in the back or would you, kind of be in the front and, dictating everything?
I would definitely be in the back, waiting for someone else to speak up, waiting for another person to speak up, because the first idea is not always the best idea. Not all of us or our city planners or engineering droughtsmen, we don't know what to do. Or like Paul building, this cathedral in the mud. I would just watch and observe, go, collect firewood, look for idols, play low key.
Big agree. I just also wouldn't know what to do, but I think I would do some research before I went on the show about how to do all of that building, especially. But still, I think, it's like Survivor 101. You don't want to be the person in the front so early. You definitely want to be the puppet master in the back. That's what will get you, through tribals. So Jason and Rhaenyra said this. Well, Jason knows that he shouldn't be in front, taking so much charge and leadership. That's why he's asking us for our opinions and trying to include us, but he's still in front. And we see it, which I think really hurt him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a bummer for him as well, because I thought he was again, a good character as well. And then here's where it goes wild, where Sean and Kian are looking for idols. And in my notes, it literally says, why are you out in public doing this?
Well, they were just organizing the fruit. They were looking for a hidden flint in the rocks, which would be a Survivor first, but it could happen. I didn't understand what they were doing. maybe they could have had Sean distract the tribe. Well, while Keon was looking for the idol, that could have done better, but it was out in the open. Everyone could see them, and it immediately put a target on both their backs and said, we're a pair. Look at us looking for the idol together, which is not something
Yeah.
you want to do the first hour on the beach.
And there's maybe a way, right? Like put your hand in the rice and then like, go through it a little bit. But like, what are you doing? Like upturning everything, like, like having everything out. And then later on in Tribal, Sean talks about, oh, I was getting rid of like the bad fruit, which I was like, no, you weren't. Like, stop. It's just, I don't know. Because I really like them too. And I think they had a really sweet moment with the pre-tribal deliberation, but it was stupid. It really was. Like, I definitely was like mad on Twitter, like, oh, why do you want to vote out Keon? But like, oh my God, girl, what you doing, boo? Like, this was not smart. And then Amy says she saw a bulge in Sean's pocket.
That was something.
Oh my God.
But at least Amy did say, look at them looking for something.
Yes, that's fine. And that was correct. A correct call on Amy's part, I will say again. But girl, no, I was like, do you want AP bio again? Like, do you understand the body? Maybe like you're not. Like, that's why you're saying that. But I was like, girl, no. Oh my God. But I just thought that was really funny again. But and then Smash was really happy that they were, kind of coming together versus someone else, because again, they're all such smart players where he's like, I know that it's helpful to have like someone that we kind of zero in on and don't like. So this way it's not me, it keeps a target off me. Which, do you think we get that from, American Survivor even this early?
Sometimes, not usually this early. I really like Smash. I like what he's bringing to the game. He's a unique character. He's a coach. We don't see very often coaches playing the game. He's fun. And he's also, I think, could go very far in this game. I think he has a lot of social capital he's been building over the first few days. He's very athletic.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if he can find idols. I mean, that's like the triple threat.
Agreed. Yeah, that's why I feel like he can really make some moves, because a lot of people came to him. Again, I don't know that his agency is the same as Tyson, but I really think that he like understands where he is, but I think he doesn't have as much social capital, rather I should say, as Tyson, which I feel like is kind of the similar-ish person on the other tribe. And I think Smash needs a few more allies that are like ride or die for him. And with the three girls, that was also a bizarre moment where the three girls, Amy, Nicole, and Marisha, right? It came together and they became a very obvious threesome, but people were noticing it, but like that was kind of where it stopped. And then there was our girl Theresa, we get that really unfortunate confessional from her where she, talks about how she knows she's on the outs. She knows like she has no social capital. She doesn't think she can really connect, but is clocking everything. She's like, oh, Sean is taking too much of the lead. He's going to be out soon because he's going to have a dominating personality, and I know it's not going to work. So again, an amazing moment. And then we have Vuna, where they, already have water. Kieran, again, on this moment where we get it from Kieran that's saying, I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to be out in front. So again, I'm like, this is amazing. I loved it that we have two men on either tribe like saying this. Because usually, again, archetypes, the way people are cast, this isn't the way. And then Pinty and Chappies are taking the lead, which again, very unlikely pair, right? Coming together.
Chappies is a very unlikely player. I am so surprised with him and how he's able to build relationships with people who seem so different than him. I'm so impressed with what he's bringing and the way he's able to bond with people.
Agreed. Like, because based on archetypes, I could see him really like, falling into that like silly, fun character. And as we get in the fire making challenge, but I think it could really hurt him. But he's actually smarter again than he lets on. And then we get that fun. We still like Carla at this moment. So, Carla's like, oh, I'm hoping someone can build a shelter because look at me. Like, do we got some architects in here or what? So that was again a great moment. And then we get which a lot of other stuff is going on, but then we know there are people that know each other on this tribe, like you talked about. So Kira knows Anisu or knows of Anisu. Like, do you understand that moment?
From what it sounded like to me, they went to university together. He saw her from a distance. I bet she was really involved on campus in tons of leadership positions. And he was in clubs, saw her leading organizations, tabling in the middle of campus, but they didn't have a personal relationship. But he did not forget, but he remembered her as soon as he saw her because of how bright her personality is and how big she shines.
Yeah, which is again, Anisu's killing it because this is a huge thing where someone knows you and they know that you're a doctor, but aren't gonna call you out not because they're like, oh, I'm gonna hold it in the back, until it's time to attack, but more because he genuinely wants to build an alliance or a relationship with her in the game, which I was and again, all props to her like outside the game because this has nothing to do with her in the game, but good for her. Like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he trusts her that much and respects her that he wants to keep that secret and work with her moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And then another pair knows each other. What do you think of the yogis, Jason?
When this happened, I rolled my eyes and I was like, she knows another person. Ugh. But then they started talking. The yoga world isn't that small in South Africa. Of course they know each other and they are friends.
Yeah.
Colleagues, I guess you could say, because they're both yoga Instagram influencers, but they follow each other's stuff and they want to work together. And I instantly was hooked. I think Warda and Anesu could run the game because they trust each other from outside the game. And that has a big influence on how they're going to play and what secrets they're going to share with each other that they're not going to share with their other allies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Again, like, it's not like, oh, a Christy and Tommy from Big Brother,
right?
2021. Yeah, Big Brother 21. Where it was like, she dated my aunt. Like, we are legitimately like close friends, but it's very much like I think they know each other because of their work plus social media. So I think that's a little easier to like digest also, I think, compared to just how close they could be. And again, with Kieran and Anisu, also same moment where I think they aren't like friends. It was more that like they were in the same or like close-ish circles.
But does she remember him?
And I don't think so, because we would have got that confessional from her immediately.
Exactly.
Messy. But I think, again, Kieran doesn't expect to be remembered from what I'm hearing from him. Like, he's very much saying, like, she is this, and, like, I know her. But, like, I don't think he ever is like, oh, we know each other. So also that's a moment where I don't know that that's an expectation from him. Which again, and I actually wrote that in my note, Anisu's being friends with everyone, where she seems to be like this, the power center on this tribe, I feel. And everyone wants to be friends with her. Even though they don't like her allies, they want to be friends with her, which is amazing. And I think should be on the threat list for sure.
Oh, 100%. It's her vibe.
Yes.
People are drawn towards her. Like, I want her to be my doctor. I don't even know what she practices, but I want to go see her.
What does it matter, right? Oh my God. Like, I agree. And like, she's so happy and so smiley. But still like brilliant. Obviously, she's a doctor. And so I completely agree because I think Varda and her can be because they're so opposite. I feel, at least from the vibes we're getting, that they could really, divide and conquer and do really well as well. And then we get Tyson also, who is, again, like we talked about, which I think he shines a little bit later on in the episode, but again, everyone is kind of talking to everyone, getting connected to everyone on this tribe, where they're kind of like, okay, this is our squad. That's our squad. We're moving forward. We're moving here and there. So I really like that piece as well. And then we go into the fire making challenge, unless there's anything else off of that first impressions for you. Great. So yeah, then we go into the fire making challenge, which I think is just like a funny break, if I'm being honest, where did you like the format of two people, each tribe start electing someone, a diplomat, as may I say, going, on their behalf?
I really did like it. It's something we've seen on other international
Yeah.
seasons. I'm pretty sure Survivor New Zealand did this, where they would have, instead of tribal reward challenges, they would have one person go each time. So I thought, oh, maybe they're doing that this season. That's fun. And then it was just the fire making challenge. But it was a fun fire making challenge. I
Yeah.
dug it. I thought the reward is very interesting, the diplomatic immunity. And Jason, though, I mean, bless this guy's heart. How did he not see the target on himself? He was the leader building the shelter. He is now the leader going to make fire.
Exactly.
The target's just getting bigger and bigger, and he just, is not seeing it on his back. I don't know.
And he lost the fire making challenge. So you didn't even bring back fire. Which is another moment where I was like, what I agree. Why risk it? But I think he just was too in front, where he really didn't understand what was going on, honestly, behind him.
Yeah.
Which is what happened. I thought like the fire making was pretty basic, but the initial interaction was hilarious, where Nico, was talking to them, doing the like good hosting small talk moment. And then Chappies goes, oh yeah, we already have fire at our camp. And then Nico's so shady. He's like, Jason, do you believe that? Well, what's going on? And it's like, like poor Chappies, like you really tried, you fooled no one. And then Jason also appreciated this moment for him, and he was like, nah, I don't think so. Look at the weather. How did they have it? Which was, I believe, like, again, this was like a great character building moment. I didn't really care. I think it's cute that they had a fire building challenge, but I was just like, oh my God, these characters. And then Nico, starts explaining the kit. Here's everything you can win, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, but maybe Shappies, you don't need it anymore. And then he's like, no. It might go out. It might go out. It might this. It might. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, Nico knows you don't have fire.
This was peak hosting. You can tell he's been off for a year. He's just waiting to shoot those zingers back at them every time they say something.
He is like dragging, but like I said, this is what I want from a host, where like I want them to be a little fun like this, where it doesn't hurt anyone's game. It's not like bothering anyone, if like he were to say that, because Jason and Chappies actually didn't even interact that much, so it doesn't matter there. It's not like any info is going back and forth. Like, it was just like a silly, like, don't be dumb. Like, you get called out quickly for that. So I really like that moment, and good on you. And then let's get into diplomatic immunity. So basically, both of them got it because they were the diplomats, or maybe they took a risk. That's why. And the point of or I don't know if you wanted to explain diplomatic immunity.
Oh, keep going. Go.
Great. And diplomatic immunity just is where if you are in trouble, or you believe you're in trouble, up to you. You want to switch tribes for whatever reason, you can do that after it's announced, like who's the winner, and after they're back at the mats, you can go. You can swap. You're like, actually, I'm going to drop my own buff and go over, which I thought was fascinating. Need to know your thoughts.
I agree. It was fascinating. I kind of love it because it only is for the pre-merge. I think it adds spice to the game. It's something different and really makes them think. And it gives these people a unique advantage to switch tribes, to send someone else to another tribe that they don't get along with, or to save one of their allies.
Oh, so someone else could. Oh, I didn't realize this part. So someone else could be sent. Like, I can give my immunity someone else.
That was the way I thought it, is that they could send
Wow.
someone else to the other tribe, is the way it was explained by Pine Tea in the second episode.
Oh, that's messy.
That just opens up the possibilities for me, and I just hope Chappies uses it. I don't know what happened to Jason's.
That was going to be my next.
Beach?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like, will we get another round of this? Another round of whatever. Maybe not fire making, but some maybe fun challenge or maybe for rice or something. But either way, like if we get another, like yeah, will there be another? Because Jason's is gone already, or is this a flop? Like good twist but flopped because the person got voted out. Because poor Jason, like you want to be on the tribe, that like wins if you're on the bottom. But if I go to a tribe and I'm at the bottom of my tribe and then I switch, am I still on the bottom? And is it worth it? Because now I have to build relationships from scratch.
It's going to be amazing to see how it plays out, especially because as we learned with the next week on, it's a tribe
Yes.
swap. There's going to be
Mm-hmm.
3 tribes. I think Chappies is going to use it.
Yeah, he should.
If
He should use it 100%. And he should go where his friends are if he's gonna use it, because he can really get screwed to be like, you had this advantage and you didn't tell us, or whatever. Or well, now basically everyone knows, so it doesn't matter. But either way, like he needs to go where his friends are.
Oh, exactly.
Oh my god, I really hope it gets used because I want to see it in action, and I think it's a really powerful, but not like maybe not game altering moment where one person can just keep getting immunity and that's no fun either. So let's see. But yeah, I'm into it. I'm excited. I have so many questions about what happens with Jason's. And should he have gotten immunity because he lost? So that was
Oh,
another question I had, because or is it like then it really screws Shappy later because they will like out him. So maybe that's why they both needed to get it so that they can both shut up.
I wish it kind of maybe would have been like the legacy advantage where he could have willed it to someone else, but it
Yeah.
still expires at the merge.
Yeah, exactly. Where I just think like you lost fire, then like there needs to be some penalty besides like not bringing fire back to your camp. And then back at camp again, Tyson's like, you only got the kit. That's all that happened. I don't believe that. I don't. Impossible. So that was another like fun moment where I was like, I actually, when I was watching it, I was like, I think I would have believed him that that's all he got. Because I was like, look how big the kit is. I don't think I would have been like, that's all you got. I don't know. What about you?
I think Tyson was trying to push Chappies into a corner and make him fumble his words and lie, and maybe make something up that they could then go back to him, and like a gotcha moment.
Yeah.
Because who knows what they could have gotten out there.
Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was so funny because I understood as soon as he asked the question what he meant. But Shappies is like, yeah, I mean, he had it. Like, he didn't really have it at the start, but then it started. Like, because he's talking about the fire. And then he's like, no. Did you get an advantage, my guy? So that was just perfect. Again, and then we get to the immunity challenge, which I don't know that there is anything specific we want to talk about. I again in my notes wrote, I feel like Zamba is so much stronger, but they're struggling. And again, Rainier, another archetype that I wouldn't think would be physically strong in challenges, but killed it. Was like swimming pretty quickly and was going up ladders pretty quick too. And then a bunch of other people. So actually, yeah, you were right in that Vuna had the lead and got to the ladder first. But then, unfortunately, Santini like is struggling, which opens the door for. Oh my God, opens the door for Zamba to get up, and Rainier actually goes up pretty quickly. Yeah. And then Tyson just runs up the wall. Like, what in the Spider-Man hell was that? Where he doesn't need the ropes.
He's the youngest person on the cast. He thinks he can jump and climb and do things. And it worked. So maybe he'll try it again.
Yeah. Like, I was like, I need to watch that in slow-mo, repeat. You know how the challenge, like, they'll rewind it and then play it again because it happens so fast. I was like, what? Oh my God. So that was, again, a really cool moment. And another place where I feel like Keon was a beast. Yeah, like, she killed it. And I specifically saw her and I was like, she is strong. So again, why I didn't like those 3 girls trying to vote her out. Shut up. And then we get to the puzzle, the great equalizer, because it was pretty back and forth before that. But then, you can tell that Vuna is kind of going to kill it, and they quickly like were locked in on the puzzle. They knew what was going on, and unfortunately, Teresa and Amy just didn't get it. But that isn't even the big part of it. What do you feel about Dino over here whispering?
I was so confused on what Dino was doing because he already had immunity. Why is he saying, help me, send me to Immunity Island so he would have 2 necklaces? What was his secret plan? Who was he going to save?
That's what I was wondering, because at that point, there's no way he knew that anyone that he was close to was in trouble. So I was like, what are you doing?
I think he just panicked.
Yeah.
He was nervous, but it doesn't make sense because he was already safe and he just made his target even bigger.
Like going to Immunity Island makes your target bigger, 1. Secondly, having an immunity necklace makes your target way bigger than going to Immunity Island. And then third, you got caught talking to the other tribe about wanting to go to Immunity Island. So to me, he literally said it. Like, I have moves like a drunk white boy at a bar. And like, that's exactly it. I was like, you are a hot mess. Like fumbling, bumbling everywhere.
And it's also day 3. It's not like he knows someone from college on the other tribe that he's trying to talk to. Like, these are complete strangers to him. He doesn't even know all their names, and he thinks they're going to save him.
And he's like, Paul, help me. Like, at first, I didn't even realize that he was asking for help, as in help to go to Immunity Island. I legitimately thought he was like, can you help me with the puzzle? Because I was like, there's no way he's asking for any other help. It can't be, because this guy's safe. What? And then I realized he knew Paul's name specifically was because he helped him, give him the clue to get Vuna's immunity necklace. So I was like, okay, got it. And Paul is over here trying to listen. It's not working.
If you had to guess, who would have Dino saved if he would have had that other necklace?
I can't imagine, because I don't think he wanted to rock the boat. Like, would he have, like, he had to have saved someone, because that would be awful and power hoarding. So maybe like Jason, right? Like, because I think him and Jason were talking, and then Sean and him were also kind of talking. So I feel like those 3, but I mean, Rainier was like in that, like,
yeah.
So it's not like they were. Yeah, like, because to me, I was like, it doesn't look like he's trying to rock the boat. So I don't know what he's trying to do.
He must have had some move cooking.
Yeah.
Trying to go big. And
maybe.
I just think he tried to go too big too early. But he did redeem himself in the next episode.
Yep.
Partially.
No, that's a good question. Yeah, I didn't even think. Oh my God, what a guy. And then, Vuna wins immunity. They pick Teresa, but they seem to go a little bit back and forth on who they should send, but decide to send the weakest player, which unfortunately looks, and with the performance in the challenge was Teresa. And then we get to Immunity Island. When Nika was explaining the rules for Immunity Island, it actually panned to Teresa. I found it on my second watch because I knew what was going on. So just like something funny that I saw happen, where I was like, wait, they're trying they're just telling us who it is. But basically, Immunity Island. It's, I feel like, very complicated. And I figured it out a little better after watching 2 episodes, but the first episode I was like, what is going on here? Like, you play, you don't win. Anyway, we can talk through that a little. Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused because I thought, oh, well, they saved Teresa. I'm so glad they saved her.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, wait, they didn't save her. She still has to do this challenge to get immunity.
Exactly.
And I didn't realize that was another idol. It was just unclear to me with the way the editing and what they were showing of the clue. It didn't add up. And so I actually tweeted, I'm so glad they're saving her. And then I deleted it and then tweeted it again because I thought I was wrong.
Exactly. I literally my head was spinning because they were showing all of these things. And then another piece. So she immediately went back to the, at least her tribal council. So then why do they have a shelter? Why do they, I mean, maybe she ate food and left, but like, why do they have food and shelter if they're not, because I thought they're staying the night there. And then, after, and they join the tribe after tribal council. Like that was my idea. That's why I thought the setup was so nice. But yeah, so you show up and like, it's a really, again, nice setup. It looks good, but seems like it's a prop, like a set prop, because you don't really get to spend that much time there.
Well, and we don't know if Santony stayed overnight there. It was unclear with what they were showing us. So I guess we'll have to see next episode if they utilize it more. But the challenge that Thariso faced, I was so frustrated.
Oh my God.
Dig in this pile of dirt looking for something. Who could have done that? I didn't think that was a very gender neutral challenge. They didn't know who was going to be sent there. I even think maybe half the guys could have done it. The other half probably couldn't have. That thing was as tall as I was.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because basically what you needed to do is almost clear the top off somehow, like go like, like when you're icing a cake, like literally have to clear the top off and then kind of dig through that and then come and then make sure that, is not like that is clean and then dig in the mud, in the pit, once the dirt is off. So to me, it's like, it's almost, there were two separate sections that it could have been in. And and it's huge. Like she couldn't even finish half of it. Which I still think she probably did better than me. Cause I would have been like, there's no way, how?
But I did like the hourglass with the sand and how they kept cutting to that. That was cool. Something different.
It added a lot of tension in a good way where I was like, oh my God, she'll get it. That's why they're showing it to us. Because of that stress, I even in the second episode with Santony, I was like, oh, she's not gonna get it either. Look, because they move so fast. But she did. But which again, Thariso killed it. I feel like she really tried, but ridiculous. My question for you: if you're on Immunity Island, are you playing or are you apparently taking one for the team and not
always gonna play? Always, especially because the punishments, the penalties are fake. They're not even real. Not to jump too far ahead, but with Santony, if she wouldn't have won that challenge, there would have been a vote cast against her. But she had immunity. So what does it matter if those votes count against her?
I think the vote cast is for the second tribal where you're not.
Oh, that would make more sense, because I was thinking that's not a punishment. That sounds like a win-win, and no matter what.
Yeah. So basically, what it is that so basically this one doesn't count as a tribal for them. And the reason I noted that is because when Thariso was talking, again, on my second watch, not the first, when Thariso was talking, she actually says, when I get to tribal, I will lose my vote. So I was like, oh, so you're not even counting this as a tribal for you. Which is why I'm realizing that, and someone else suggested this. I can't remember if it was on RHAP podcast or on Twitter, so I apologize. But said it would have been better if Thariso was in the jury, in that area, so that she would have been removed from tribal. But I think she should have never been. I think she should have just stayed the night at Immunity Island, and that would have been better. But either way, I really think that she should not have been with this group, because it was just too confusing for all of us, at least.
Very confusing.
Yeah. So that's what I think. Yeah. I think it's next tribal that she goes to, not this one, because she's immune and she's not really a player. Because she didn't vote in this one either. Bizarro. It's the first tribal. Your vote would never be that important. So, it's just not. Yeah. It's not. And the last question I had for you is, if you're in a position like Thariso where you don't have that much social capital, is it worth giving it to someone like a Nicole or whatever, one of those three girls, to say I want to build trust with you?
I think yes, but not this early. Maybe in 3, 6, 9 days, that move is going to happen. But I think because of this, they don't have a strong relationship yet. And because she was away from camp, she doesn't know the dynamics, that it would be silly to have done that this early, I think.
That's exactly what I think, where I was like, I think it's important to do it, but I don't know that it's right now to do
Mhm.
it. Even I think it's too early for Santony to have done it.
Yeah.
Even if she would have, I mean, you shouldn't. Just play for yourself. It's fine. Perfect. And then we get to pre-tribal. This is where it all goes to hell, I feel, where I'm just like, okay, I get it. I was annoyed. Y'all are really trying to get my girl. Which, I was like, oh, here we go. Another Survivor season where y'all are trying to vote out the person of color who's a woman. And of course, you got to get the Asian women out first because, it's just like, it was about to be such a stereotype. And I was
Yeah.
going to be like, Jason, can I podcast about this? Because it's going to be another stupidity, another stupid show. And I don't want to watch it. So, I was really ready for that because I was like, at least get
Same.
Sean out, not Keon. But I was like, y'all are still coming for it. And those three girls, again, I was like, you're annoying. I hate you. But I don't hate you, but you're annoying.
I felt the same way watching it. I was getting very aggravated to say, again, are you kidding me? And I was so happy to see that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
But they still had that idea in mind, and I am not cheering for those three women. They could be like the trouble trio. I don't think they are going to go far in this game. At least hopefully not.
Yeah, I really hope not, because it's going to get very frustrating, especially because everyone knows they're a trio, but aren't coming for them. Very bizarre situation. But yeah, I didn't like that. I still understood, why they're trying to come for the two of them, but I'm just, then pick Sean because they're both equally like strength wise.
Mhm.
She's not weak. She like killed it in the challenge. And then in episode 2, she again kills it.
Killed it.
So it's BS. And like this is where implicit biases come into place where they'll be like, I don't know why I don't get along. Just something about her. And I wonder why all my 2 other friends read it.
For the people in the back.
Yeah, it says in diversity we trust. But seriously, it's like, oh, I wonder why the 2 other people I'm aligned with look like me completely. Maybe not the same body type, but basically Amy and Nicole have pretty similar body types. Like I don't know that if I'm not podcasting about it, I could tell them apart. So no shade, just it's annoying. And then yeah. So that's like the biggest piece of it. And then we have a great moment between Sean and Kian where Sean is saying, it's me, like I'm gonna go home, just like don't cry. Like you can't have them see your weakness. I don't know. I just, again, not the archetype I think Sean was supposed to be.
Same. Sean really started winning me over in this interaction. And I was like, wow, I'm sad he's going to be the first boot. I kind of like him. He's growing on me.
Yes. I agree. I think, yeah, up until then, I was like, I don't care for this guy. Like, he can go. But then I was like, wait, no, because this is like Keon's like only ally at this point. Like, no, don't let him go, please, please. But she was also on the right side of the vote. So that also gives me some hope. But yeah, and then Dino kind of has this like anyone but me, like Sandra moment where he's like, yeah, who I gotta vote out? Got it. I'll do it. And then Jason is like, no, Sean and I are friends. Like, and I quote, I have to betray an alliance to save an alliance. So Jason, baby, what are you doing, my guy? Like, oh my God.
It's day 3. Vote him out. Anybody but me. Hear what Dino was saying. Come on, Jason. That's what I was saying to my TV.
Oh my God.
He is sticking his foot in the mud for Sean to Smash and not knowing Smash's alliance, not realizing what he's doing. And it just was the start of his downfall in this game.
Yeah.
It was sad.
This is literally played too hard, too fast. And that was it. Like, where I feel like even though he was like out in front, blah, 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 he was not like, yeah, he just wasn't on the chopping block. But I think he thought he had more chips than he had. And he tried to cash him in, but he got into debt because of it. And then, he's like drawing things in the like sand. And I was like, but for why? Like, for why? Smash is literally like staring at him like, okay, like, sure. What are you doing? And then Rainier, I think, is what the edit at least said, is like the one that was like, nah, this guy's doing too much. He's too unpredictable. I'm not into this. I like unpredictability, but not not at home or not in the game. Sorry, I like it at home. Which again, what a guy. And then we get the famous living on forever gif moment, whatever you want to call it. But we get Rainier pointing. Oh my god, I can't even do it. I hear.
And how did Jason not see it? What is going on, Jason? Do you not have peripheral vision? How do you not see this? It was like, in the edit, it was only maybe 10 or 20 seconds. So in real life, it was probably 5 minutes.
Right?
And he's just like,
I feel like it went on like maybe twice, right? Maybe twice I would have the chutzpah to do it like that. But can you imagine? He just kept going and going and going. And then again, I lost opportunity on edit, but why didn't we get more confessionals about this?
I agree. I was wondering this also, because if I would have seen Rainier doing this, I would have put the target on him, because he's now unpredictable and untrustworthy and trying to put the plans out in the open. And that to me is a reason to vote him out.
Exactly. Like, it was like Keith Nail stick to the plan, but like mute, right? Like, I was just like, what the hell? I could not believe it. I was just watching it like, oh my God.
And Jason really was just oblivious.
Yeah.
No idea what was happening.
But you see Jason like turn around like that because he probably like felt something like this going on. And then, first of all, if anyone is just doing this, they're not actually doing this ever in life. They're putting bunny ears on you. They're, like pointing at you. They're trying to get you. Like, no one in life is just doing this behind you.
And if it was day 30, day 35, and they were fatigued and dehydrated, hadn't been sleeping, I would understand him missing that. But he was fresh in this game, ready to go, and he missed it. And I knew he was going home in that moment. I was like, Jason, it's over.
Yeah. Could you, the two of us are not known for our poker faces. Like, that's, one thing we have been told for years. Jason and I have been friends for a while. But anyway, so imagine if I'm behind you and I'm doing this. Like, could you ever keep a straight face? Because I would have to walk away if you were doing that.
I would not be able to keep a straight face. The person that you were pointing at would know I saw something, or I would have to turn around and probably sneeze. Yeah, that would be my excuse.
First of all, because again, we both have very similar faces, but like our eyes would probably go so big that, oh my God, the person would probably see in our eyes what's going on. Like, because, oh my God, I couldn't do it. I don't know how Smash kept a straight face.
And how brave Rainier must have felt to do that. He was like living on cloud 9. He's playing Survivor. He got that tribal advantage. He is being so obvious in his game moves. And it
still happened. Yeah, that's what it still happened. What he wanted.
It's crazy.
Literally pointing. Oh my God. I could not. I'm telling you. And then I definitely watched the episode 1 later than I meant to. And like that gif was like all over my timeline. And I was like, no way this happened. Like, y'all are bullshit. Like, y'all are lying to me. Like, it's out of context. Like, blah, blah, blah. And then I watch it and I was like, oh, this. And then I showed. So I had family visiting from India who like obviously don't watch the show, don't know anything about it. I'm showing this scene to everyone and everyone was like, this can't be possible. Like, Sasha, like you're watching fake reality TV. And I was like, no, like this is how dumb this guy was. And they made me rewind it at least 3 times and rewatched it because they could not believe this was going on either. And these people have zero connection to Survivor, like at all. So again, this moment like transcended audiences, I felt like.
And I'm really curious if that's like one of Rainier's moves. And, in the next episode, 3 episodes from now, if he's going to try it again and see if anyone notices. I just hope he gets caught. Yeah.
You'll see Threeso in the back. Look at this idiot. Look at this idiot. Like, look what he's doing. I see him.
That would be a full circle story. I hope it happens.
Me too. Oh my God. I hope it gets caught. But like, I hope he at least does it one more time without getting caught and then gets caught the 3rd time. So, because I have to see it again. It's so bizarre. Oh, the chutzpah. And then we get to tribal where unlike you, I thought Sean was going. Like I was like, they gave us that, but it was so obvious that I was like, no, there's no way. And then Sean literally when Nico was like, doing the whole like fire, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And then, he's like, one of you is gonna be going home. And I feel like Nico, yeah, and like Sean puts his hand up. What? This man had fully accepted his fate. He's like, yeah, I'm outie. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh my, stupid.
It was something. I'll say that.
Oh my God.
I do remember episode 1 of last season of Survivor South Africa. A similar archetype, I forget his name, was almost the first boot. And he had accepted the fact that he was going home first. He was the old guy, and Rob saved him. And he was shocked and became so loyal to him. And that was going through my mind when I was watching Sean get saved. But I was so happy for him because he was giving it his all in Tribal, fighting tooth and nail to be there. And I respect that type of gameplay.
Yeah. No, I was like, this is what I want, when you're in Tribal, like, fight. This is where the old school Survivor comes into play, because I feel like in new school, there's not a lot of there's a lot of weird, like,
whispering.
Whispering, and they go in the back, whatever, but like, there's not a lot of, I don't know, in your face, like, keep me moments at all. So I just really appreciated it, for sure. And good for him, because it worked. It really worked. And also another piece, sorry, before we go in, and finish this, is I feel like Nico was almost trying to be like, Sean, you're not going home. Like, dude, I know what's happening. You're not going home. Because, anyway, just needed to say that piece. And then I appreciated Smash, again, just being honest and being like, no, we thought you were searching for idols, and I think you needed to know that. Because again, what a good heart he has. Jason being Jason was just like being very pompous again. And then Theresa, says like, yeah, I probably would have been the target if I went to Immunity Island. And Sean says, no, you still wouldn't be, because Dino maybe, is like, was talking to the other tribe, like, I was doing this, like, you're, I don't think it would have been you, which, again, I don't know that he needed to say that. It was nice. And then this is where people were very divided on. Nico out, Theresa's like disadvantage. How weird.
I am not having it.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It doesn't add to the game. It doesn't add to the suspense. It kind of just like flatlines it. They don't know what's going to happen. And then now there's only 9 votes instead of 10.
Yeah. Exactly. And if that, then if you want to out her like that and be like, oh, do you want to share with the class what's going on? Then freaking put her in the back. You know what I mean? Like, put her on the side, not in the back, put her on the side and say like, Theresa, do you want to tell everyone why you're sitting there? Or something. And then Theresa was like, oh, I didn't think I wanted to say this, but like, now you're making me, which I appreciated, because I was like, that was messy. And then Santini also says that, where she's like, I didn't want to say this, but yeah, here it is. Which again, then I was like, why are you doing an Immunity Island? What's the point? Because now it's not like this, secret club anymore. It's just kind of everyone knows what's going on in episode 2, right?
And imagine if it changes and he's going to keep outing the twists and the advantages every week. Like, ugh.
Yeah, that was just, I don't know. That was just a weird thing that production needs to fix if they're going to do it again, because there's just absolutely no reason why. Or you can just say it out loud then, right? To be like, this is how Immunity Island works, and you don't get a vote. Just say it from the start then.
Totally.
That's why I felt like the consistency was off. Like, when introducing Immunity Island, you should have just said it and been like, and when you go there, you don't get a vote back, tribal council. You're not part of it. Just say that. Again, very bizarre situation. And then the votes are in, Jason's out. And Sean and Jason are the people that voted Kian. But again, what? Sean, why try to vote your friend out, weirdo?
He probably thought they were splitting the votes between them. And if he didn't vote for her, he might be going home.
Yeah, again, not the worst thing. Like, I understand why he needed to do it. And I was surprised she didn't tell him, because she voted the right way. She didn't vote for him. She voted for Jason.
She probably was thinking to break up their duo and how people see them as these, idol hunting allies. They're not anymore. They didn't vote together. She's there to play her game.
Yeah. Which would be a great way for her to break away from them. Yeah. And actually like name that pretty quickly. That's true. I didn't think of that part. Yeah. Because I was like, aren't y'all friends? And then
Jason was blindsided.
Oh my God.
It was awesome. First episode. So gotta love it.
Poor Jason, but like I was okay with losing him. I think like he was a good character, but I was like, okay, bye. Like that's cool. Because I wanted Sean to stay, I think, over Jason. And then they give away Flint, which interestingly Sean takes. So is Sean gonna be, now the new leader of this pack? And then I also like that they have to leave the necklaces on the seat. Like, how weird. It was like a Disneyland ride where they were like, okay, and now like leave your headphones where you found them.
I thought the reason might be so the person who has the Immunity Island necklace doesn't try to hide it at Tribal and have it be like a fake idol that someone could find, that they want to keep it to prevent like shenanigans. Maybe.
That's true. But shenanigans are fun. I
love fake idols.
Yeah. I'm like big team fake idols. I know why people don't like them. Like for sure, I hear your argument, but like no. They're hilarious. People get fooled. Like people get foolish with it. Like, and was it Dean, right? Yeah, that like believed, the fake whatever advantage. From Jamal. And I was just like, yeah, people like low key believe this stuff. We need it. I like it. So yeah, I'm perfect. And then, that's kind of the end of the episode. Something fun in a secret scene I saw. Nico actually made fire. As well in that challenge. Yeah. And he like teaches you how to make it. So it was like a cute little secrets. I guess it's a secret scene. I don't know. But yeah, like he actually like teaches you like you have like the fine husk and then you put that in the bigger husk and then you have and then basically how you graduate up to the wood. And he like talked you through it. Yeah. And then was like you can have smoke all the time, but like there's no fire and like connected that to Survivor and saying like not just fire is your life, but if you have too much fire you'll go up in flames, and if you don't go the right way that's also a problem, and then it might be you're blowing a lot of smoke up people's ass, like that's also a problem. So it was just like a really nice moment, which I'd want like Jeff to do also, just a nice like, and it was cool to see that he actually makes fire.
I love that. I'll have to watch that video.
Yeah, would recommend. They also do a before and after, like of the contestants. Like it's called Then and Now, I think. But I didn't watch Jason's. I didn't care, if I'm being honest. Yeah. But I saw Pine Teas, and it was like really sweet and sad. But yeah, and then we go into episode 2, where Rainier is like this undercover mafia. Like we get a little recap, whatever. But Rainier and Amy, what's going on here?
They have an underground mafia vibe. Yeah. It seems like Rainier was like, I want to make a secret alliance with her. And he tells us before he tells her. Because then they show her being like, oh, Rainier wants to make a secret duo with me. No one will see that coming. And she seemed very blindsided and surprised that he had approached her. But he said it so confidently to us just a few minutes earlier, which I thought the irony of that was amazing.
Yes, and not even that. It's like he was saying, we keep meeting every morning and we're doing a quick check-in. But to me, I was like, is this the first time y'all did this or what? Because, like, no.
They're eating breakfast together.
Yeah, like, I was like, this is weird. Yeah, and that morning, they make coffee. And when you... If anyone watches the Challenge All-Stars, you'll know what we mean. Anyway. So yeah, they have like a little secret alliance moment, cute. And then we check in with Funa. Paul, what are you doing, sir? Making your cathedral?
I love that they compared him to Bear Grylls. Because like I remember who that is, but he is not relevant anymore, at least to my knowledge. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But I thought that was like an outdated reference. So I loved it. He's, building this bamboo cathedral. They're calling him St. Paul. It added so much to the personality that we didn't see in the first episode.
Yes,
major development of who Paul is, and he's like a mountain man. He trained for this.
I love
I'm
it. And he's
curious to
like,
see what happens. Yeah.
yeah, and he's like drawing in the sand. I was like, you're like very into this. Like it is like architecture with your blueprint. Like I thought it was really cute. And this is where like if you're gonna give me like a throwaway moment, I want it to be like something like this, where it's like a character building moment still. And but it doesnint have to be with the edit, but still it's good. And then we get our big showdown setup where in one corner of the ring we have Pinty, and in another corner of the ring we have Carla. And Carla says, I know Pinty doesn't like me. There's something off. Shut up, Carla. Stupid. Like I can't. I have no sympathy for this lady at all.
I thought it was interesting, in round 1 of this fight we see throughout
Yes.
this episode, that she says she waited 3 days to make a decision on someone.
My.
And that's when she realized that she didn't like Pinty. And I'm thinking to myself, 3 days is like 3 months on Survivor.
Yeah.
People make decisions in the first 3 minutes, whether they like someone or not. And it took her 3 full days of getting aggravated.
No,
How did she not pick that up in the first 10 minutes if it really, got under her skin like it did?
Yeah, and then I know this will come up later, but just in case I forget, yeah, in like round 5 of their fight, where she's like, I've been and then so here she says, I've only known her 3 days, and like I gave her 3 days, now it's no. But then later she says, I've wanted her out forever. So is it 3 days or is it forever? What is it, my girl? Because like BS, like it's ridiculous. Ugh, she's just. Anyway, so that we get a cute little check-in, and then we go to the reward challenge where, did you notice this man again?
Let's see if we notice the same thing.
Chappie's is laughing that Jason is out. What is going on?
They were all laughing.
Oh, I just saw him.
I wrote in my notes, they were snickering Jason got voted out. I thought it was hilarious because they had seen him step up as this leader, heard his reputation, he couldn't make the fire, and the tribe decided to vote him out.
It was so fun. Like, I was like, why is this man laughing? But I didn't realize it was a whole tribe. Oh my God.
I loved it.
Oh my God, it was so fun. Again, I don't know that I've ever seen this. Like usually they'll have some kind of a reaction, but like straight up laughter. Oh, laughing on that man's grave, man. Oh my God. And then they're, playing for an ultimate fishing kit. And then another like weird moment, which no one noticed, I'm sure. But like the water was so low. Didn't you feel like Paul was walking on water, like going in? I was like literally like, look at St. Paul. Because he's so fat. Like, he was like, whoop. And then it's like they're just walking. It feels like they're walking on water. Anyway, another just funny moment. And then this is where, we see Zamba's behind. Vuna's actually moving really quick and very strong. Yeah. There, and then Nico is just like, you're lagging. Which is me to my computer. Let's be honest.
He does that, though. Over the course of the 3 seasons I've watched, he frequently yells at people. Like I remember in season 6, anyone that's seen it will remember him yelling at Jean. Jean is so far behind. Jean's not in this challenge. She has no chance at winning. She won that challenge.
Oh my God.
He gave her such grief, and that's what I was remembering, seeing him yell at Santini, because that challenge was hard. And I thought she did pretty well, all things considered.
I even wrote in my notes, why did they pick her to go over? That was another weird, like, okay, didn't understand why they picked her. Maybe because they wanted Anisu to play in the challenge. Yeah, in the but in the immunity challenge. But either way, I was like, what the heck?
I hope him ribbing the contestants carries on throughout the whole season.
Me too, because
I literally give it back to him.
They're like, shut up. You tried doing this. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Santa, like she really tried. Another great moment. But her struggling gave Samba time to make up. And then Shappies goes back to pick her up. Oh, I was like, does this happen a lot? Like, because I don't remember again. In the not few, but in the seasons that I remember, and I'm rewatching like old Survivor now. Like I'm only on like 7.
I know he's a transformational coach, And I don't know what that means, but I interpret that as being like a motivational life coach.
Speaker, yeah.
And so I think he's bringing that approach to working with Santony and the other people on his tribe, trying to see who maybe is on the outskirts and bring them in and boost them up.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because I was just like, I literally wrote in my notes, does this happen? This is so kind. But that actually makes sense. Thanks, Jason. And then we get to, the puzzle. I literally wrote in my note, the Riso is doing the puzzle again. Like in all caps. Because why? Why you do that to yourself, girl? But maybe I think she's also trying to, be valuable to them and redeem herself. So I think I understand.
And especially because you could swap out.
Yes.
So that took a lot of the
realize
pressure
that
off
part.
of her,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm. No, big agree. Which is why, again, I was very stressed for her, but then I was like, thank God, they can swap. It's fine. It's fine. And then both my faves were going against each other. Where Kieran versus Theriso, T taps out. Sean comes in pretty quick. Sean was like kind of being annoying in the background, I feel like, when she was doing the puzzle. So I'm glad he came in. And guess what? You couldn't do it either, guy. And then Kieran taps out. Pinty is in. I really thought Pinty was going to get it. Like, she was like, I don't know. And then Dino comes in, which again, I thought it was going to be another, like, some, cue the clown music, like the donkey music, like whatever. And no, Dino all of a sudden, and he's doing it. And he's making it happen. And then, Kieran isn't trying. And then I actually wrote, I cannot believe Zamba's going to win this. How?
Dino came in Clutch City. He saw that puzzle. He knew he could do it.
Yes.
I wrote in my notes, Dino has 3. And then Kieran went back in. And then Paul went in. And Dino he knew what to do.
Yeah.
And it was a wrap. Game over. And I think he just felt the pressure and wanted to succeed. And then maybe realized how the rest of the tribe saw him once he got back to camp.
Exactly.
But,
yeah. I also want to just about this puzzle. Like, I really like puzzles, but I don't know that I'm so good at them. But it, like, would love to hear from you. Isn't it like if you put one piece and you just keep moving the area, like it benefits you if one person is trying, because I feel like if you just get the angle right, it'll fit. It's not like you're trying to find a word or, you're trying to match the colors. Like, you're just trying to make it fit in the sizing. So I feel like perseverance will get you, and patience would have gotten Vuna something.
That's my read on it also. It's about patience. And once you get one row, the puzzles line up and you just put the pieces in. It should get easier as it goes on.
Yep. So,
but they couldn't get the first piece.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I was like, I wrote changing so many times definitely hurt them, because I think, basically, right, if I tried this piece here and it's not fitting, I know that, so I know I'm not going to go back to this place. But now you have basically 5 people starting over every time. So yeah, that's the only extra thing I needed to say about that. But yeah, I literally wrote Vuna is a mess. Like, why do you keep changing? Because basically if you get one row, you're done. Like, as in, like, I think it's exponentially easier if you did get one piece done. And then they lost.
And Santony had a great confession though after about how we lost because of the puzzle. It wasn't me lagging behind. And I was just yelling at my TV like, yes, tell them.
Yeah.
Because Nico didn't call them out. He didn't say Kieran can't do the puzzle. Paul can't do the puzzle. But he picked on Santony.
Exactly. And this is, again, another frustrating moment from the rest of the tribe. But this is where I love a Theriso, I love a Santony, where, like, these quote-unquote weak players aren't going to take it from anyone. No. Like, they're just not. So I loved that. And another just moment for her that I felt like really was needed in the best way possible. And then, and then we, kind of go... this is where a lot of, like, alliance building, I feel like, has now started. Yeah. So, sorry. Not sure what I did that. We're in the alliance. We need to get close and, whisper. But, and then we get back where Anisu is talking about how she's not sold on Paul, and which I thought was really funny because he's, like, standing right there.
I thought it was interesting that she said he's so social. Paul is so witty. I want to see that Paul on my screen. Paul, give us
Yeah.
those witty confessionals. Like, why is he saving his jokes? And I just was disappointed to hear that they think he's like that, and we're just not seeing it on screen yet.
Yes. And then she even said, like, Pine Tea, sorry, said, I want you to be the rogue agent. You need to go chill with everyone, which I was like, isn't that Tyson? Like, and then I literally had to go back to my notes and I was like, am I that disrespectful person that like got them confused? But I was like, nope, I did
Yeah.
not. This edit is not showing us what we need to see. So just again, very bizarre, but I agree. I wish we would see because I love his smile. I think it's so sweet and contagious. And then, winning, I think, really helped Zamba come together and help Dino stalk a little bit until Dino was like, oh. And we get Nicole's confessional about, Dino just like being like, he's Nikki.
And her
And
antennas are going up.
yeah, girl, put your, like, you are sneaky. But anyway, and then I really like this moment with, it starts with Chappie's, but I think it goes with everyone else where he actually says we need to get in good with Santony because she's most likely to go to the island, so like Immunity Island, which I loved. I think that is something I would also clock if I was there, to say like I need to get in good with these people because I need whatever favors I can catch. So, but then I'm sad we didn't see him kind of immediately go to, or maybe they didn't show it to us.
I wish they would have shown it to us because I would have liked to see them bond and how that relationship is evolving. I'm very curious to see if they actually formed that bond and if it carries on throughout the game.
Yep. And because will it help him? Will it not? Like, it was a great moment I feel like we needed to see. And then, people really, this is another weird part where I feel like Kieran's reads were so off and bad, or maybe not bad, but blinded, rather, maybe I should say, because people are actively coming to you and you're saying, but I like Mike. What's the problem with Mike? What are you doing, dude?
Who is Mike?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
First of all, let's talk about that.
I feel it shows Kieran's loyalty. He's thinking about who he is on the outside of this game, who he values, who he wants to work with. He doesn't want to rock the boat. He doesn't want to be the leader. He told us in the last episode.
Yeah.
But either his reads are really bad or he's just a very bad actor, because we'll see later on. I mean, Pine Tea crushes him.
Oh my God. The best moment ever. Again, things I feel like I don't see on Survivor. But yeah, and I feel like the yoga teachers, the Tyson, Shabby's, like Pine Tea, like they're like trying to talk to him, trying to be like, yeah, what are you doing, idiot? Like, I'm just like, my God, Kieran. Like, they're a twosome, right? Like, Carla literally talks about how I'll get to what all she said about Pine Tea, but she literally talks about, oh, if anyone is like, I won't allow that. I love Mike. I'm so protective of him. Who do I turn to? So why are you trying to align with the two obvious, like, people that are obviously a pair? Bizarro moment.
Exactly, and we're not hearing them say that about Kieran.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know what he's hearing them say, but I feel bad for him because I think he's going down the wrong way in this game, and it's going to end up biting him when his torch gets snuffed later on.
Yeah, because I agree that I think because I definitely feel that he was, trying to get it together, but I was like, you just took a big L, my guy. Ugh. And then we see Anisu is kind of with everyone, but how is no one, like, to me, is this like this is gonna help her and she's like getting to the long run, or is this like everyone's gonna start clocking what's going on?
I don't think they're gonna see her coming.
Yeah,
she's playing so stealth, and her and Warda are so tight. Her and Tyson are so tight, and they know that, but no one else does. They've kept that trio under wraps, and she's just faking it with Mike and Carla and everyone else. And I don't think they're smart enough to suss her gameplay out.
Yeah, and the reason I think I kind of agree with you is because when Pine Tea got voted out, she still didn't say, like, her read was completely wrong on who saved her and who didn't. So that actually makes a lot of sense. But yeah, she's, kind of with everyone. I like it was not I didn't take that great of notes, but yeah, to basically she's with everyone, but then Warda also is like, I'm gonna get info from Pine Tea, and like I have that piece covered as well, which I love. Like this is gonna I
Yeah.
hope this duo like really makes it to the end.
I agree. I was so impressed when Warda said, I'm not with everyone, but Inesu is. Everyone's
Yes,
going to tell her, and then she's going to tell me. And that
exactly.
shows that Warda's there to play. I
Yep.
agree. I want to see the two of them run this game because it's something we've never seen before. And I enjoy their personalities also. I think they're very entertaining.
Yeah.
I just hope they stick along. They stick along for the long run.
Yeah. Agreed. And then, Kieran wants to work with Mike and Carla, blah, blah, blah. So he snitches, stupid. And then about Mike, again, still struggling to figure out who Mike was because this whole time I thought Mike and Chappies were the same person. So that's where I am, everyone. And then Carla starts with her microaggressions, where she says, I need to change who, we're going for. And it should be Pinty, who's aggressive, bossy, a bunch of other words that I did not care to write down. But the point is that this is exactly how women of color, strong women of color, are talked about. I have actually been called bossy and aggressive also many times. So, it was really frustrating to watch, really painful to watch. And, and I wished Kieran, as, a man, a person of color, would like really look, like take a breath and, notice that Carla, I don't want to say if Carla's white, like she's at least white passing. Maybe she's not white. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say that, but like, should notice that like all these people of color want to like align with me. And I'm like, not doing that. So that was another like moment for Kieran that I was like, this is like sad for me to watch, just, as a South Asian person. And also as a woman, women have hard enough time taking up space. And then it's so frustrating when women like Carla speak up and say just the stupid shit about other women.
Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that about yourself and adding that to the conversation. I think it's something that needs to be represented more and spoken up about more. And the things that Carla was saying about Pinty, I wasn't seeing. I wasn't picking up on that aggressive, bossy, angry person. And I just find it so fascinating that Carla saw those traits and no one else did. And Carla was, later on, we'll see, confronting people. Well, you see it also. You see it also. And that just showed the microaggressions getting bigger and bigger.
This is exactly, I agree. Like zero awareness of her ignorance,
Totally.
like, big Tara energy. I love that because that's so true. Like she's just like bizarre. Like it was so frustrating to watch. And I couldn't believe it. Like that this is still happening. And like, why are you saying this dumb like stuff? I'm not here for it. And not sure if anyone noticed, but then when at the immunity challenge, Carla says, I felt like it was my fault, which low-key, like, what the hell were those two doing at the puzzle? Like, this was the easiest puzzle ever. But anyway, those two, whatever happened, but like Pinty hugs Carla and says it is not your fault. Like, I mean, Warda also says it, like, it turns around and says it, but Pinty hugs her and says, like, it's not your fault. Like, don't see that.
Mm-hmm. Where's
the aggression then, Carla? Like, oh my God. It was I literally tweeted, I hope they vote this fool out because I was over it. And then, we do get like Pinty, like, again, round 5, 6, whatever, calling Carla to say, don't have your shoes by the fire, which I think, again, Pinty means well, because I think she's actually saying, like, they're going to get burned. Don't do it. But, when you, like, don't like someone, even if they're telling you something for your own good, you're not going to hear it. So it was, like, weird. And then, again, all this while this is happening, did you love Santity in the background? I'm just going to blend in.
I love that.
Hide.
Let them fight. Let them argue. I'll just sit back and watch and let the target get off me.
Yep.
She knows what's up.
Yeah, exactly. again, thank you to the casting people. Thank you. And then we get to the immunity challenge, which I'm like, I was like dying to find the tweet of Natalie, not tweet, of uh the gif of, being like, Natalie, can I have your jacket? Because I was just like, oh my God, this is wild. And they were freezing.
They were freezing, shivering. It was raining. And I don't know if you noticed this, Sasha, but Sean started rubbing Marisha's arms to warm her up. Did you see this?
No.
And she turns around and goes, stop.
Yes.
And I wrote in my notes, they do not get along. Because I noticed that both the first time and the second time I watched the episode. So I hope they have a feud coming. But I thought it was very uncomfortable for him to try to touch her like that and warm her up when she was not asking for that.
Also, of all the women to do that, right? Like the strongest woman, I think she's probably stronger than him. So
No doubt.
What? Shut up, Sean. This is again where I'm like, is he the archetype? Is he not? Because this is where I very much feel like he is. But wow, I did not see that. And ew, how gross. Don't do that. Mm-mm. And then we get to, where Vuna is the first tribe to, get to the new to each stage. And then they're really killing it, I felt. Yeah. And then we get Rainier's fall. Oh my God. I was like, this man is in the hospital.
Rainier fell down the seesaw and jumped back up like he was on a trampoline.
Yes.
It didn't even faze him. Talk about adrenaline.
Literally. And wow. Even Nico was like, are you okay? What's going on? And he just did not give like 0 Fs because he was like, and then just goes.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He was giving everything to his tribe trying to win that challenge.
100%. He's like literal everything, like his probably brain. He probably had a concussion. I don't know. And then Varda, queen, just she moves so stealth, so cool. And then again, Kian, I was like, y'all are stupid. She's so strong.
I also did notice about Kian that she was encouraging Thorizo, and she was the only person boosting her up. And I really appreciate that and hope they become an alliance.
Yeah. This is again, me not really paying super close. Are they the only 2 women of color on that tribe? Because I feel like everyone else that's a person of women of color is on the other tribe.
That is correct.
Yeah. So that's why okay. So that's exactly why I was just like, oh my God. Ugh. It's just, I don't know. It was it's very sad. And I appreciate them too. And I really hope they do come together. And I know people are probably going to be like, this is so annoying. Stop talking about people of color all the time. But it's true. We barely get to interact with each other on tribes. I don't get to see that much that often. And it's just beautiful to see at Vuna how people are thriving because of it versus where at Zamba they're not.
Yeah.
And they're really hurting because of that. And then a bunch of other stuff kind of happens. But we see Sean carrying a lot of bags back and forth for his tribe. Versus, like I said, on the other tribe where they're pretty evenly matched and almost everyone is carrying their own bag. No one is needing help. Well, not no one, but Anisu except Anisu. But even then, she moves pretty quick, so she was not such a hindrance on her tribe. And then I was really frustrated by this moment where they have to break the the puzzle. They kind of have to break the puzzle pieces, which that we've seen that before many times, but then they have to build it up. That's so easy, I felt. Don't you think so?
I like that they have to build it up because it shows that it's not just about having the strongest person throwing the sandbag or who gets there first, because I think making them rebuild it adds the equalizer and gives the other tribe a chance.
Yep.
Which we saw in this challenge. I was so needed. Surprised that the Zamba tribe won.
And first of all, they were building it wrong. And then when your tribe is telling you you're missing a whole bottom layer, why would they keep going? Like, it made absolutely no sense because those blocks it was taller than them.
Yeah.
So you can't just go in and be like, okay, like Jenga, you're not gonna move the tower. Like, you can't. So it was bizarre. Like, I don't know what they were doing.
I've seen some season of Survivor where they assembled the puzzle on the ground, made sure they had all the pieces, and then lifted it up on the table row by row.
Wasn't this Winners at War? Right. Yeah, I feel like it happened at Winners. Maybe not.
50-50.
Yeah, who knows? But but sure. But I still feel like then at least like you know what's going on. I still think that hurts you. Than just doing it in place. Unless the other tribe is really sucking. But this was pretty basic puzzle. Like, you just saw it, I mean.
And after the 4th or 5th time of them yelling, you're missing the bottom row. How did they not hear them?
And no, they kept saying, stop talking, stop talking. So they were hearing it. Yeah. I don't know. It was just so, that was weird. I don't know. I didn't realize that it would be so hard.
But I was really impressed with the Zamba tribe. I loved the last second finish. That was really exciting.
Yeah.
Seeing it come down to the wire. And Dino, again, the puzzle master. He's getting this reputation.
Yeah, and this is where it was, I can't even remember who, Dino and Keon were doing the challenge together, but like, I was like, are y'all forgetting that there's 2 people doing this? Because they just kept being like, Dino, you're amazing, you're the challenge beast, blah, 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 and I was like, no, there's 2 people. Like, she's also helping. Maybe he was taking the lead, so I'll give him that, but I was like, don't be annoying, like, please.
And he was emotional after, he was crying.
Yeah.
So, good for him.
Because he probably was like, I'm going home.
Yeah. If he blew it, he was probably going home.
Yep. 100% he was. Because they were like, oh, so you do it for a reward, but can't do an easier challenge? Like, what does that mean? At least that's what I would have said. And then, we get to the immunity, like, picking for Immunity Island. Did you see Shappy's face when they said the girl to your right? He was like, oh, her. Yes, you're correct in sending her, but why did you say my name? So that was really funny. And and then this is where we see the Pine Tea moment of where Carla's, oh, I messed up, and then she's comforting her. Mm-hmm. Oh, but she's so aggressive. Stupid. And then we get to Immunity Island, which this is where I felt like a little bit more, okay, I understand what's going on a little better than I did episode 1. But same rules, where Santini, what did I just say? Santini. Oh my God. Anyway.
She's excited. They're going to tribal.
Yes.
She wanted to lose. She said, no one is playing the game yet. And I was so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
That was the first strategic confessional we've heard from her, wanting to see who's aligned with who, knowing she was immune no matter what. And so I felt like she was just popping her popcorn, getting ready to go to tribal council that night.
Exactly. And that's what I think I loved as well, because like I said, everyone's here to play. Like they're not like here being like, oh, let me count my moments. Like, thank God I made it or whatever. So yeah, loved it. And then it's that game is so hard. I don't know if you've ever played it at like a beer. They usually I've seen them a lot at beer gardens in Napa here, but oh my God, they're very hard to play. And I love carnival games. Like, I'm very into them. I'm very into Dave & Buster's. So I have done this, and I thought she was not going to get it because it's basic. I mean, it's like a little bit of skill, but it's all luck to like get that thing on.
And I just want to give a shout out to Winners at War, where we saw this last year when Boston Rob made it. Yeah. So I wrote down, Boston Rob's rope swing. So hopefully he gets credit for this somehow, inspiring production.
Yeah, it should have been a thanks Boston Rob moment.
A little BR on it.
Yeah, but I will say that thing was bigger, so I don't know if that's why it happened, but either way, it was like the ring was bigger. Like, usually it's just like a metal ring, but this looked like almost a mini tire. So maybe that's why I was, and when it kept cutting to the clock, I was like, she's no way. It's done. She's out.
But she did get it.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Oh my God. And then she gets a clue to the location of the immunity idol. I loved it. It's not just at tribal, like in a little crevice.
I love it. I think it's so creative. It's something that Survivor South Africa has done before
Yeah.
in season 6 when Palessa found the idol at Tribal Council. And that's actually, I heard on a podcast, what inspired Adam Klein to try to pick up the voting thing in Winners of War because he had seen Survivor South Africa. So this is the thing that they do. It's going to be hard for her to get that idol, though. It is in that back crevice. I don't if she's going to distract them or just casually pick it up and be like, here you go, Nico, I'm playing my idol.
To me, that's the only way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know, like Michaela is like queen of being self and finding, you know, picking up idols, but she's like close to it. You know, this is like, you got to put your hand into something and it's dark. But, you know, I don't know how good the lighting is back there. So that could be helpful, but I cannot imagine. And I think tribal is assigned seats, right? So it's not like they need to assign her the seat maybe right behind it so that when she's putting up her torch right there, she can grab it maybe, like linger. But I think the best bet is you grab it when you need it.
Just happy she has an idol.
Yeah, me too. But here's my question. What if the other tribe uses it or someone else uses it?
I thought that also. What if someone else sees it? I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it's not there when the other tribe goes to tribal.
That's my question. Because what if Teresa would have won? Is that like
I thought that.
There's one per tribe. Like it's going to be there, you know, for both people. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Because that would be messed up if someone else used it.
But I don't think they would ever look there.
No, so yeah, I mean like with the clue. Look in there, or is it like that's what I'm excited. I hope the next this week's episode now coming up like this Thursday they do win because I want to know the clue or you know what the clue will say. Like, will it be the same spot?
Yeah, or will it be another advantage, a new advantage?
Oh yeah, and not an immunity idol. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm excited because I couldn't tell what the exact parameters were of her using that. Like, is that her idol only? Is my question, I guess. Because then why would they hide it? Just give it to her. But either way, it's gonna be a cool moment when it gets used. So I love it. And I'm waiting for it. Let's do it. I hope she doesn't have to use it anytime soon, but still cool. And then we get to pre-tribal, you know, when they're all deciding what's going on. We get it's down to, you know, Mike. Or because was Carla even thrown in to part of the conversation? No, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Mike versus basically Pine Tea because the two of them put up Pine Tea's name. You know, Carla is being very microaggressive. Like, oh, so many people have an issue with her. She's aggressive. She's this. And then this is where, again, the like things you wish you saw all the time where they were like, we don't notice that she's aggressive. I feel like we have never seen that before. Where, I mean, I'm sure we have. I shouldn't say it. Like,
and that was Anesu, right?
Yes.
Saying, I can see how you saw that, but she hasn't treated me that way.
Yes. And that's the perfect response when you don't agree, I think.
Yeah.
And why we've been so frustrated in these other moments on other Survivor, where we're like, why can't they just speak up? Why aren't you saying anything to them? So very much, agree with you, Jason.
But it did become clear to me in this part of the segment when how close Carla and Mike really are.
Yes.
I had no clue they were this alliance that has so much more to play.
Yeah. And like, oh my God, they were so pompous being like, we've won it. We've just won it all.
Yeah. Carla said, we've got this in the bag. And that really irritated me.
Yeah. And he was just like, oh, we're getting to day 39. Like, so this is where I really thought that it was going to be like, oh, how the mighty have fallen. You really thought like, blah, 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 you out. Like, no way Pine Tea's going out.
But we did see the maybe forming of a new 6-person alliance.
Yes.
With Mike, Carla, Kieran, and Warda, Anisu, and Tyson. And I'm very curious if that alliance holds because it could be a great group for the people we love. Tyson,
Yes,
Warda, and Nessu,
exactly.
because Mike and Carla will be the bigger targets and get
Mhm.
voted out first. I'm just
Yeah.
curious to see how the tribe swap breaks down.
Yeah, I hope Mike. Oh my God, Mike and Carla. I hope they get split up. That would be
Yeah.
hilarious because they're more than likely gonna stand by each other. And then when you, like, I wonder how they do it because all we saw was drop your buffs, right? I don't think we saw how they were picking.
Not yet.
Because that would be wild if they got because the more you're more likely to stand by your friend, right? So fun
Yeah.
fact, maybe you don't stand by your friends during when it's like these moments, or I don't know if it's assigned then.
Yeah. The other thing that happened next that really stood out to me was when Pinty was talking to Kieran
Oh,
and some other people saying, Kieran, who do you want to vote out? And he said, Mike. Like, Pinty's like, what? Why would you vote for Mike? You're so close with Mike. You're so close with Carla. Carla's close with Mike. Are you sure you want to vote out Mike? Why would you say it? I mean, she went 0 to 100 so
that
fast at
was
him and just all over him.
this is again bring her back for All Stars because
Yes.
oh my, what could you, first of all, even if you thought, first of all, I don't think my brain would ever think that fast, but maybe it would because like they're so obvious together, but like I don't know that I could say it, or I think I would have been like after Kieran leaves, I think I would have said it.
But why would Kieran say Mike's name? If he is throwing out a
Idiot.
fake name, fake plans, why would you say your number one ally?
I'm telling
Like,
you.
that's not believable.
No, and like they always should have a name. Like put maybe Tyson or who's on the tribe. Yeah, everyone's in
Paul.
an alliance. Yeah, Paul would have been a good one, I think. But it's just that was that was bizarre.
And then they said, how Pinty is abrasive. She creates fractures. She steps on people's toes. And I wasn't seeing that.
Not
She
today,
was
Satan.
reacting like a normal person because Kieran said his number one ally's name.
Yeah, and she's not stupid. Like she's not a clown. Like she doesn't have clown makeup on. Like what did y'all think was going to happen, stupids? Like again, it was so frustrating. Like seeing how these people speak because to her like she's stupid. Like but she's not. And like same thing with how they talk to Theresa, right? Like it's very much like these people are much smarter than you give them credit for. Like don't do that.
And I just want to say, like, I think watching this, haven't these people seen Survivor before? Like, make up a name, lie. It's okay.
And you always have a name ready to go. You're always like, here is our fake name. But saying Mike, that's the dumb as hell. Or been like, I'm not sure. That's why I'm here talking to Anisu.
Even that
right?
would have been great. Yeah.
Because it been like, I'm hearing Mike. I am not sure. Right? Like to me, say that. This way you feigning ignorance will always get you far in the world, man. But yeah, and then so that really happens, and then Pinty, I think is really like goes into like we need to fracture these two, which she's right because the only other power duo actually is her two friends. So and you're not gonna break your friends up. So, but I don't think anyone notices that they're a power duo. But I just mean those two are a power duo, and then Mike and Carla are. So again, I'm on the Pinty train, and I'm pissed that the other people like didn't do this. And I tweeted this and a few people, wrote to me like why Pinty got voted out, but it actually doesn't make sense to me. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But our girl gets an idol. Oh my God.
I loved it. She said, I'm on Immunity Idol. There has to be something here. And she started looking, and she's looking. And I've never seen an idol clue hidden where she found it in the middle of those pieces of wood like that.
Yeah, and not even that, out in the open again, which I was like, either production is really trying to set you up, or and you're ballsy, and for the ballsy people to win, which again, so different from American Survivor, where men are usually more likely and do end up getting most of the idols. And like women are less likely because they don't actually wander far away from camp because they're ending up gendered roles. We love them.
But now we can say that Santini is going to have two idols.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I wrote down in my notes, hey Val, a famous person from San Juan del Sur who famously said she had two idols at this point in the game when she didn't. but Santony does. So ha ha ha.
Yep. Oh my god. And then she's screaming, which I was like, shut. I literally wrote in my note, she's screaming, question mark, shut up, please. I don't want you to get caught. Because, and again, that's like the this is another piece where I don't understand, like when you get an idol, you know, there's always a camera on you. How is no one else seeing that? Especially with unless she was like shooting acting like she's shooting a promo for because it was with the oh my god, the set prop.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, to me, I'd have been like, oh, I'm so excited to be here. I'm just back from immunity. You know, I would be like, that's just how I would be talking. Even I wouldn't care if the producers aren't going along. That's what I would be saying. And then grabbing and reading stuff. So you got to do something. But it's fine. To the victor goes the spoil. So I can't talk. And then, you know, Anisu again says like they want Piney out, but we're so close. You know, blah, blah, blah. And then Piney tells Tyson about Shappy's advantage. Oh, a mess.
This could be a reason why they voted Piney out.
Yeah.
That her alliance did not stick with her. I think they found out she spilled the beans.
Oh.
Because that would be the only logical reason why they would flip on her so quickly and easily. Because I don't think it was because she was so aggressive or because they liked Mike and Carla more. It's that she broke their trust.
Yeah. And then I also think, which is the next part, right, where Tyson is now coming for Shappy's, but Piney also says, let's change it from formidable 4 to 3. Paul is being shady. So this is where I was like, is it that piece where they're like unpredictable? Oh no, we can't have it. And someone already wants her out. So let's just, you know, not like tribal, whatever. We're in Big Brother, you know, they're like, I don't want to go against the house, whatever BS that is. So I don't know. Either way, I just thought it was very sad that they, and I don't know that we got such a clear why they voted her out moment. But yeah, it had to be that she, like, somehow either, you know, her alliance got outed or that she was trying to cut someone out of the alliance for no reason, if I'm being honest. Like, why did you try to take Paul out? It just didn't make sense. And then, yeah. So then we get to tribal council. Again, our guy Nico outs that Santony can't vote. Weird situation, but we already talked about it.
Yeah.
And then did you hear this? Where Paul, I think, says this person is either this person is a handbag or just being silly.
I did not catch that.
Yeah. And I was like, what? So if you know what that means in the comments, please tell us because what? And I should have like Googled it. I apologize. But like, I was like, and I wanted to open it with like, we're a bunch of handbags, but I was like, no, like no one's going to know what the hell I'm saying. And unless I like completely understood, you know, misheard his accent. Because I would think handbag, you know, is like, being silly, like you're being crazy. Yeah, and Urban Dictionary has a very weird meaning, so I think it's that.
I thought some of the questions that Nico was asking at Tribal were very odd, asking them about who is the black sheep of this group.
Yeah.
And what a weird way, I think, to approach who is the outcast.
Exactly.
They kept using that, you know, is there a collective? What are the vibes like? What's changed? I appreciated that Carla did say, though, she notices factions have been formed. So she can see that there's, you know, different pairs and that nobody wants to go home. And so I agreed with Carla for the first time in the episode that her read was right. No one wants to go home.
Well, yes, I would hope. Again, she just, oh my God, just a mess. I cannot like her.
It did stand out to me also that Chappie was like, there's a 10% chance that we're all going home tonight.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say that on the first 2 episodes of Survivor.
Know.
I loved it. Math, genius.
So good. So good. And then while they were talking about some immunity or something, Santony looked back
Oh, I saw that.
Like she was like that, and I was like, "Oh, girl, get it, get it."
Yeah.
But she didn't need to. But that was also a great moment, as well, which I feel like was an Easter egg for us more than anything, because I don't know that anyone else cared that she's looking back.
I also noticed when Inesu was talking, she said about people being complacent, and if you're complacent right now, you are out of the loop.
Yep.
And I thought that was very astute for her to say.
Yeah. And then when Kieran was talking about creating unity, coming together. So this is where I was like, thank God he saw the light. We're fine, everyone. Like, we can't be individuals, which I feel like is what Mike and Carla are doing. They want to be individuals. They want to do their own thing. They don't want to work with the tribe. They don't give two shits, again, about the tribe. So, and then the edit cut to Mike and Carla's like very shocked faces, which is why I was like, thank God he outed it, but like, I don't care because he's doing what we want. Wrong. Very, very wrong, apparently. And then, which is fine, whatever. So then we kind of go to the votes, and this is where it was very sad. Pinty got, when it's a 2 votes, I was like, yeah, I know who the 2 votes are. Cool. Everything else is going to Mike. And then I see a 3rd vote. And then a 4th vote. And I was like, I was blindsided. Were you?
I was surprised. I thought there was a chance Pinty was going home, but I thought it was a smokescreen.
Exactly.
But no, they turned on her. They kept Mike, and Paul voted for Warda because her cooking sucks.
This man, I'm telling you, is a mess. Give us more Paul. Because what?
Is that the real reason? What a great excuse to burn your vote.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely burning his vote. I don't know why he burned his vote. Like, it's anonymous. Like, no one knows. But, and I loved how Warda took it. Like, she was like, oh, I got a vote. Got it.
I wonder how she reacts when they get back to camp. And if she like tries to ask people, or if someone else does it on her behalf. And they try to figure out who that rogue vote was. Yeah,
Anissa was thankfully not like that, so I don't think it would be her. That's why I don't know who it would be, but I have no idea. But I loved it. I really did. Oh my God. And then that's like the episode the big part about coming up is that the tribe swap. It's already happening. So yeah, Jason, you said 3. We're actually getting 3 tribes, which I didn't realize. Maybe I didn't pay attention. So we're going from 2 to 3, which I think, again, hopefully it doesn't like kick out our faves. Because when you're at 3, it's your microscope is on.
Yeah.
And the biggest, I actually wrote this is bullshit in my notes because I'm so angry that Pinty's gone. For no absolutely ridiculous reasons, that she's aggressive. Like, get the fuck out of here, people. Anyway, sorry, let me stop. And then we get a little moment from Pinty where she says, the 2 people, I know that Anisu and Varda were the 2 votes with me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, but they weren't. They really weren't. Wrong.
That shows how good they're playing.
Yes.
Keep her so close that she's so confident they voted to keep her when in fact they didn't.
Yep. Oh my God. I don't know. It's just, oof. I loved it, but it was wild.
It's a great start to the season. I'm so excited to see where they go next and see how 3 tribes, what happens.
Yep.
How long did they stay in 3 tribes? That's what I'm curious. Like, Survivor South Africa makes up their own rules. So anything could happen on any given week.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, do they go like from 3 to merge or 3 to back to 2, whichever? I guess I wonder. No, because it's all pre-planned. Because I was like, I wonder if one tribe just gets decimated.
Well, last season they had 21 people and started with 3 tribes of 7.
Oh.
So anything is possible.
Oh my God. Cannot wait. Again, this cast is so great. That's why it's just like, it sucks because I don't want anyone, or I want the people I don't like to go home. But unfortunately, they're in good power positions. Would love to know, if you all are watching us for the first time, Jason actually has a threat list that he had for the challenge. So, Jason, not to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot. Do you have a threat list?
Yeah. The people that I think have the best chance to win, who I'm rooting for to win, shouldn't be any surprise after hearing us talk for almost 2 hours. But I'm really into Tyson.
Yes.
Anesu and Warda, and Kian. I think she is a dark horse to go the distance.
Please, from your lips to God's ears.
What about you?
Yeah, I also, so I want Kian, but I am not sure. Like, I really pray that she's going far because again, she's a beast. So I think when they get to merge and do individual immunity, I think she'd be good contender, but I don't, she might be super spotlight, so I hope she makes it there. Anisu, of course, I agree. I was like, nah, they're not sussing her out at all. I want Kieran to go far, but I'm very pissed at his reads. Maybe because he's going against my faves. I want Theriso to stay, but you know, she's not on my threat list, but she's so brilliant. Like, she needs to maybe start her own podcast or you know, do like commentating because like she is so good at finding the like you know how Island of the Idols was like kind of a flop? Like, Theriso would be a great person to like talk with, game with. So I hope she's like back in some kind of way. But yeah, Anisu, I think on the her tribe, and then on Zamba, I actually feel like Dino might squeak out because he's getting and Rainier, Dino and Rainier. I feel, yeah. But Rainier mostly more than Dino. Yeah. But I think Dino's just shinier. That's why I think his name came first. Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
Perfect. We're so excited. So that wraps it up for us. Wow, right at 2 hours. So thank you everyone for joining us. And, you know, before I end, Jason, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at @TheRealJO, where right there, where you can see me posting about all crazy things about reality TV, about sports, about food, and about Loki.
Oh, yeah. I need to start watching Loki. And as for me, you can find me on Twitter at funsize_04 and on Instagram at funsize_04, but with one extra E at the end because funsize was taken. Anyway. And you can also find me, I just on YouTube, on RHAP, I just played their Podcasters Mafia. You know, I think, nah, I won't spoil anything for you, but watch the first game. Don't watch the second. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I was recently on there. I'll be on in a few weeks. I keep forgetting the dates. You know, what is time in a pandemic? But anyway, for one of the Survivor recaps, again, well, I'll be talking about my favorite season. I won't spoil, obviously, so don't ask. So I'll be on there for that as well. So with that, you know, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. I think we're one person away from 50 on Twitch. So if you're not following us, please just follow us. Help us get to 50. And, you know, like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Silent Podcast, for more content. We're coming out with more stuff. So let us know if whatever you want, you know, tweet us or you know, comment down below, whatever. We're always watching. Tell us what content you want. And with that, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining, and we'll be back actually hopefully next Sunday with episode 3. Bye.
See you later.